There has been some tremendous work done around plotting out your customer journey and plotting it out across each way and then optimizing your customer experience along that customer journey.
This is Time for Marketing, the marketing podcast that will tell you everything you've missed when you didn't attend the marketing conference. Hello and welcome to the Time for Marketing podcast. My name is Peter and as always I'll be your host for tonight. The Time for Marketing podcast invites marketing conference speakers. They sum up their marketing conference presentation into 5 minutes. This is how you get all the important knowledge and or the important data, even if you're not able to go to the marketing conference. Happy New Year. This is the first episode of 2019. We were sort of missing from the middle of December. This is what happens when Christmas and all of the other great things happen. Before we go and I introduce you to today's guest, I'll just invite you to visit the website timeformarketing.com. This is time, the number 4, marketing.com, where you are from now on able to subscribe to the email list so that we send you an email whenever we have a new podcast. Of course, you are invited to subscribe to the podcast. Go and vote, give 5 stars, give 4 stars, 3, 2, 1, any stars you want, anywhere where you find your podcast. And this is it. Today, we have an excellent guest from all the way of the US, Texas, and with me is Bob Tripathi. Hello, Bob.
Hey, Peter, how are you?
I'm very well. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Excellent. Thank you for having me.
Excellent. Thank you for being here. Bob, you are the founder and the CEO of a digital marketing agency, bobtripathi.com. Tell us a bit about your agency and what is the thing in marketing that you like to do?
Yeah, thank you, Peter. But before I give you my introduction, I feel great. I feel privileged and honored that I'm the first guest of this year. So it's always good to be the first in something, right? So I'll take it. But at the same time, I don't like that you give me only 5 minutes. 5 minutes is all I take to get warmed up. But thank you. BobTripathi.com. We are a digital marketing agency, and what we specialize in mostly organic search. SEO. I have over 18 plus years of experience, and we basically look at the client objectives and work backwards towards that. And typically, we work on the organic, the content marketing, and the paid search side of triage, and that's what we do. Before founding my own agency, bobtripathi.com, I ran an online ed tech company, taught people digital marketing. Before that, I worked for some large brands like Discover Card and Sears, and I was head of marketing for Asus Software. And yeah, that's a little bit of my background in less than 30 seconds.
When we chatted before the recording, you've told me that you wanted to be a marketer since you were 14 years old. Is this what you're doing now, the dream come true?
Yeah, it is. Thank you. Yeah, no. I grew up in Bombay, India, right? So at 14, my whole family was CPAs. So growing up, I knew that I'm going to be anything in life, but not a CPA because I saw that. So I wanted to be a marketer because I loved the whole offer and buy one, get one free kind of deals. And, I didn't know the term that, but it was marketing. And, I was fortunate enough that my parents were able to afford it. My family was able to afford it and send me to a school here in the US. So yeah, I'm living the dream, and not a single day I feel like I'm working, and I feel fortunate and I feel a sense of gratitude, and that's why we are talking, because I love sharing knowledge. I love sharing what I learn.
You said your whole family was a CPA. I'm sorry, I'm not sure I know what that means.
Oh yeah, CPA means accountants.
Ah,
Yeah,
all
yeah,
right, all right.
which is certified public accountants. Sorry, in US we call it CPAs.
Yeah, yeah.
Accountants are know who do your taxes and CFOs, whatever you call it.
Excellent. So, Bob, I found you because you were a speaker at the Digital Summit in Dallas in 2018. And when I saw the title of your presentation, I was, all right, this is a presentation that we need at the beginning of 2019, because you spoke about the digital marketing trends in 2019. So, without further ado, I would like to ask you and give you, you can go a bit more than 5 minutes, because we'll be ashamed that we wouldn't go through all of the five trends that you see for 2019.
Great. Thanks, Peter. Yeah, so thank you. But yeah, you're right. Digital Summit is a conference. They run the whole Digital Summit conference across the United States, and they were here in Dallas, and that's where I am based right now. I shuttle between Dallas and San Francisco, and what I did is I presented on a topic called 10 digital marketing trends in 2019. So I know we don't have much more time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you quickly through the five trends, and then the rest of the five trends you can go to my website, which is bobtripathi.com, which is BOBTRIPATHI.com, and download the ebook, video, and and read the rest of the things. So yeah, let me quickly walk through this. These are trends because end of the year, starting of the year, we all like to predict, like what is it gonna be, what is gonna be the peak, which is gonna be the valley. But the 10 things that I presented are actually not just trends, but these are gonna be things or tactics which are gonna be lot in the mainstream, so a lot of more companies are gonna adopt. So let me just start. So step focus number one that I think marketers should have in 2019 should be focusing on artificial intelligence. Now, when you look at artificial intelligence, and there was I think a Google search result where the top course or the top search query was artificial intelligence, and the topmost course, I think Udemy or edX, I don't know, was artificial intelligence. So there is a lot more buzz around AI, right? But what we see is, in terms of marketing and marketing technology platforms, AI is huge. So if you take your paid search, you take your content marketing, you take your social media, you take your web analytics, all of those areas are highly impacted through AI, and we will see a lot more of it in 2019. It's gonna be mainstream whether we know it or we don't know it. So marketers need to put a special focus on AI. So if you don't have a marketing technology budget, or even if you're using some kind of a platform, make sure you're upgrading yourself and using it as part of your marketing thing in 2019. So that's focus now area number one. Focus area number two is content marketing. Now, content marketing, what is happening is, from many years the trend has been that more is better. So as a society, as a race, we all believe that quantity is better, right? More is better. But actually that's not true. So I think what more and more marketers are figuring out is, let's create little bit of content. So let's focus on quality versus quantity given. But beyond that, we see a lot of personalized content pieces that companies are going to develop, and we are already doing that. And the way you do it is you look at your target audience market. Who do you want to sell? Who do you want to influence? Who do you want to educate? And once you have that personas nailed down, and a typical persona is somebody who's researching a product or influencing that decision making, or who's an approver and who's a decision maker. And you create personalized content pieces for each of those personas. So we're gonna see a lot more of it than what we have seen so far. So 2019, it's gonna be a lot about quality content and a lot of personalized content. And only then we will see that you have leads that convert at a higher rate than ever before, right? Because nobody wants a Mickey Mouse type of lead. So that's focus number two. And you can go to my site. We have written a book on content marketing that you can download for free, so you can please do that. Now, focus area number three. Now, this is coming in where we had this trend, but voice search is gonna be huge. It is already there, and marketers, SEOs, everyone has to focus a lot more on voice search. There is not a lot of work done right now. There are not too many results, KPIs, case studies out there. But according to ComScore, 50% of all searches will be voice searches by next year, which is 2020. So as marketers, we gotta put a huge, huge amount of effort into that. Along with voice search, what we are also seeing is the intent driven search queries. You see, the search queries are really getting longer than the text queries that you see on your desktop or mobile phones on Google, right? So on a voice search queries, we are seeing, and this was a research done by Campaign Live, that they are seeing about 8 words, 9 words into those search queries. What that means is the focus is going to be not lumping all of your content into one big page or a long form content. Instead, you're going to break down your content into specific topics. And that's when you're going to have the targeted content, which is going to be catered as part of your voice search queries. So huge, and marketers should be putting a huge effort into this. Focus number four. Now, this focus number four, and many companies are doing it, and it's quite a B2B tactic right now, and that is ABM, which is account based marketing. Now, account based marketing has been around for many years, like 50 years, 60 years, because salespeople have always used that. If you have a stakeholder at a specific company, then you reach out to different stakeholders within that company, and you have a touch point and you influence all those stakeholders. But marketers were not doing that, and marketers were doing it, but very isolated cases here and there. But with account based marketing, the focus has been a lot more on being precise, being targeted, and we'll see a lot of B2B companies doing it. And in 2019, it's going to be across the board, not just few examples of companies doing it, but across the board. And why not, right? Like the account based marketing is not going to replace the classic traditional lead gen type of marketing, but it's going to augment it. And that's what we're going to see a lot more of it in 2019. Focus number five, which all marketers, all business people, all CEOs, and all leaders should have, is customer experience. And what customer experience is, end of the day, me or you, Peter, or everyone else, we work for the customer, because if the customer is happy, then we get paid, right? And they buy more of it and they stay with us for longer. But if a client is not happy, then none of us get paid. As simple as that. But when you look at customer experience, it's a whole journey. And it starts at the very start from your user interface, your user experience, which is your UI UX. Then it goes into your customer journey, personalization, and then having a unified messaging about your brand across the board. And sure, the medium is the message, but still you should have that unified messaging on who you are, what your company stands for. And there has been some tremendous work done around plotting out your customer journey and plotting it out across each way, and then optimizing your customer experience along that customer journey. So people have been doing this for a while, and scattered, but I think the focus has not been there. We are always focusing on generating more sales, more leads, but a lot of times the CX, which is the customer experience part, has not been really touched in a way. And I think 2019 and beyond, that focus is going to be a lot more on customer experience. So Peter, this were my 5 focus areas. I can go on, but I think you gave me a time limit, so I'm going to respect that. And for the rest of the other 5 trends, I would suggest your listeners to go to my site, babtripathi.com, and download this free ebook and read the rest. How does that sound?
Yeah,
Good?
yeah, let's do that. I'll add that link to the show notes so that everyone will have an easy way to come to your website and check out all of the other 5 trends for 2019. And you were more or less on the spot 10 minutes, so that was excellent. I really liked how you spoke about how we should go back to plotting the customer journey. This is one of the things where I feel that one of the things where every marketer knows that he or she should do that and should then all his marketing should be done based on what he or she has done there. But we sometimes forget to really do it, write it down, and because it is a big change if you really write it down and then look at it, or if you just in general think about it. So I think going and writing it down is going to be the change that we need to do in 2019, and then do all of the marketing for it.
No, I agree. I think the one thing I would add to that is, it's easy to put it, but I think what mostly happens is why people miss it is because it's not a part of your marketing process. So what typically you should do is, everything is a habit, right? And once you make it as part of your process, you're gonna fail. You're gonna miss out on it once or twice. But if it becomes part of your process, part of who you are, then you're not gonna miss. And marketing and SEO and everything is just doing the basics right over and over again, and that's how you get into a practice, into a habit of doing anything. It's a behavior change essentially.
Yeah, content marketing, of course, the content needs to get more personalized. Do you feel that there will be an end? I sort of feel that we are going more and more deeper into the content that we are preparing. Is there a way where we will be able to say, all right, we can stop now. This is getting too expensive. Content marketing will stop working because all of the content out there is just going to be impossible to create more specific content. Are we there, or is that not going to happen?
You mean that there would not be any need for content, you mean?
Maybe need for content, or yeah, let's say need for content. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're not gonna write for every single person a 5,000 word article because that's just gonna be too expensive. There won't be any ROI on that one.
Yeah, no, I take a different view on that. So number one is we as humans, we have always been hungry for information, right? So information started in many different ways. So I won't go back into thousands and thousands of years, but we started with television. We had those black and white silent movies, Charlie Chaplin, and all of that, right? After that, newspapers were around before that. So we were always looking for information. With the proliferation of search engines, then social media, what we saw was information was easily available. So, from a few companies controlling the flow of information, every one of us became the content creators because now there were a lot more mediums or channels available. And that just changed the way, as a society, we look at content. Like, look at Netflix. Around you have on your fingertips the control over what you want to watch. 50 years back, you didn't have that, right? You just had one movie playing in
Mhm.
one thing. So, what has happened is because as advances in humanity, the scale at which humanity has progressed has given the control back to us on we decide what we want, how we want, and where we want it. So the content won't stop because content just comes in many different shapes, and it just keeps improving as the human race progresses. But the way we consume content, the way the content is thrown at us will change. So probably in the next 10 years, we don't have to open a browser to look at news. If you just hit that button in your car, the news will just read it to us. That's on
Mhm.
demand, just like podcasts, right? So yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah. I just Santa brought me Google Home, so now I'm experiencing the wonderful world of voice search and all of that, and the AI and everything back behind that. So yeah, I can understand how all of that is going to change. All right, Bob, these are our 20 minutes. I think we gave very good basics for what people should think about and what people should be doing in the marketing in 2019. And of course, as mentioned, everyone just go and visit Bob's website. It will be in the show notes and you'll get additional trends for the 2019. Bob, if people would like to see you speak at conferences or just get in contact with you, where can they find you?
Yeah, it's easy, just go to my website, which is bobtripathi.com. Find me on LinkedIn. Again, bobtripathi.com, BOBTRIPATHI. I think the last time I checked, I'm the only Bob Tripathi, so I'm easy to find, right? But yeah, that would be the easiest way. But yeah, I'm happy to answer more questions.
Thank you, Bob, for being the guest on the podcast. I don't know. Have a great 2019.
Yeah, same to you. And thank you for having me. Great questions. Loved it. Yeah, looking forward to doing more of this in the future. Thank you.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye.